Welcome back. It's Friday again. Greetings to the second part of the Mother Mary channeling. This time it's about the new earth and how it is emerging. So if you haven't yet listened to the first part about gender identities, the divine feminine and masculine aspects in all of us, you may want and listen to this first. But it's not a necessity. You will understand what she has to say about New Earth just fine. So what is New Earth in our ideology? And I will call the New Ages here out. It's about 5D consciousness, right? We are stepping slowly into 5D consciousness. We are probably moving a bit and shifting from 3D, 4D, where we might reside now most of the time, I think, or the majority of people, I think, now live in 4D. Until we are finally arriving in 5, is things will be a lot different from this reality still. Is more about manifestation for some people, also instant manifestation, and of course the connection to source, harmony, creating of balance again. There is no racism anymore. Is that really true? So Mother Mary will give you all the answers in a second, and we're going straight into the channeling. So have fun listening. I want you to deeply think about what New Earth should look like for you. Talk about this aloud. Speak about this. And please know that Earth is breaking free. Earth is breaking free from old concepts, from old habits, from old ways of thinking. Can you smell the scent already? The air has a different quality to it. The light has a different quality to it. I think your eyes maybe just need to adjust to be able to fully see it. Your skies look different than they have been before. Your food tastes different, your water. Your interactions between each other. They are different. Hold space for New Earth first. It can only emerge when you hold space for this. And we mean all of you. So when you talk about New Earth splitting or emerging or being presented to you, where some people need to hop on and fly away and others are on old earth and dwelling in darkness, not able to come with you because of their not being a match in vibrational frequency. How can that be? Think about it. How can that be? When we have told you before that you are all just playing a role here, expressing yourself in a role. And the good guy always needs the bad guy in the movies to be the good guy, to shine, right? To have the power to fully express the goodness is want to help, to save. So you can only save the princess from the dungeons, the monsters, when there is a princess, and B, the bad guy who has kidnapped her there before. So we need all of you, and we need your variety of being and thinking and expressing. And New Earth will be strong enough to hold space for you too. So New Earth is already preparing herself to hold a greater diversity of beings and ways of thinking, expressions. Don't think that we only tolerate one thing in the universe, the good thing, and we all frown upon those bad guys who kidnap the princess. No, we are aware that the hero needs the bad guy in order to shine. And you're all allowed to switch roles. So when you deem yourself the light worker, you have already discovered that there is shadow work to do. In order to shine, you need to discover the dark places that you can bring the light to. True. So now reflect. I mean, you yourself feel you consist of so much light, and you have those small pockets of darkness that you've brought light to. Then in the universe, by order, by law and order of creating balance, in those others, your opponents, you could say, the bad guys on Earth, there must be pockets of light. There must be. So will the light workers now allow the bad guys to shine and find their own light? So think about it when you feel that the divine feminine has been suppressed for such a long time and now needs to be freed from this oppression. Think about it. Can the divine feminine, can the light worker community also be strong enough to allow the bad guys to come out of their shell and be no longer the bad guys? Maybe even the heroes who discover light in themselves, who see a light worker slumbering in themselves. And will the light worker community be generous enough to step aside for a moment and let the other one shine? Maybe even switch roles for a second. And finally realize there is balance in all of it. In all. We want to give you a practice for today. Please go through your day. Any given day you choose. And every human being you encounter, imagine it is you. The world consists only of yous. They have only different shells. They look differently. But they carry a core aspect. That is you. So let's say your soul incarnated on Earth at the same time. These billions of people. It's only your soul that is filling every one of them. You encounter them throughout your day. And really reflect on which aspect there and this other one is clearly recognizable to me as me. Can you find them? And we will guarantee you, if you look honestly, you will not encounter one human being that you cannot, under no circumstance, relate to. You will find they all love, they all fear, they all strive, they all fail, and they all succeed. They're all hurt. They have all overcome hurt. They all wound. They're all human. They all want to do the right thing. They all think they know the right thing. And they all view the world through their eyes, walking it in their shoes, expressing themselves through their history, following their dreams, just like you, just like every one of you.
So this is New Earth. New Earth is realizing a lot. Emerging then and birthing in form of a new consciousness. It will look differently to you because on every level of ascending, your consciousness is expanding and your perspectives are multiplying. Now, of course, it will look different. There will be the feeling of there was an old Earth when we were not able to look at things like that and to love each other like we do now, to forgive each other also like we do now. There will be in your imagination, because this is how we process things, they exist in our imaginations. There will be an old Earth, shell, or skin if you want, that has cracked open and allowed the butterfly to emerge. This is New Earth. You're birthing it now, tomorrow, yesterday, and the day before. You're moving into it with each passing moment. And please go on in asking. Try to view the world and try a little less to feel the world as a whole when you encounter happenings that you do not wish to embody. When you hear about violence, allow compassion to arise. Allow compassion to arise for every party involved. Allow also compassion to arise for the incident itself. It has to be taken to a higher level, to Gaia, where she can process this herself. But do not necessarily attach yourself to that negativity, to that feeling of, oh, it has happened again. Because mistakes or happenings need not be labeled like that. They're just arising out of somewhere, and they would not arise if there wouldn't be a need for them to arise. So the more light you put into this, sometimes the more darkness emerge, because your light can hold so much space for the darkness. And please remember that the spiral is always going upwards. Ascension is, and I don't think we have ever stated otherwise, not always a blissful experiment. So it can be a hard way. Just like birthing or emerging into a new form, transformation can be hard or painful sometimes. But we'd rather focus on the positive outcomes or the things you want in your life, the things you wish to happen. Attach your vibration to those things. There was the one who has helped in that incident, or there were the ones who reported it and brought them to my attention ultimately. Thank you, dear eyes, for reading that in the paper. Thank you, dear heart, for have compassion to all of those beings. It is not you yourself who has caused that incident, but it is important for all of you to be witnesses here. These incidents happen for you, so you can witness, learn, and birth, continue in birthing, continue in ascending, transforming. So attach yourself to the logic behind why is this happening. and incorporate this in your vibration. Embody this instead of the dark feeling in your stomach. It all has a place in the universe. It is not a failure for humanity if dark things happen on Earth. When you witness them in the light, and you know you're all loved and cared for by all of us. As long as you are on Earth, you are our children. And when you are emerging out of this life, you are our grandparents again. And teach us what we need to be taught.
Oh, oh, this sounds so great. I loved how she's all put this together. Really. So, what is New Earth for you guys? I mean, I think what has become clear, and I did not fail, I don't know how you feel about this, but I did not fail to listen to her fine undertones about can the Lightworker community be drop their egg for a second, I might say, get down from their high horse maybe, or be a bit more inclusive in their worldview. And can we really hold space for all the other people that we classify as not light workers? I really think she's onto something here. So if we are in 5D and we have all awakened more or less to something new, will duality then end? Will 5D be a complete different space? No, it wouldn't, because then it would not be Earth anymore. Earth is a place for us to live in duality. That means separation is a must, because otherwise we wouldn't hold the body. So unless we are moving from a physical self body into a much different form of existence here, and how is this supposed to happen, right? Overnight? Probably not. This is a way of transforming biologically through evolution. It has been so far, at least. So I don't expect it to be any different in 5D. So unless this doesn't happen rapidly or within from outer space, something comes in and transforms us miraculously, I think that's not going to happen, guys. So unless this isn't happening, we will transform still into being in the body and 5D. So how do we get this together? We will still be in separation. We will have the body. We will not merge with the all. We will have the body and we will be individual, different beings. The shift, what is New Earth then? The 5D shift is the viewing of the other beings as light of light where I came from. I think in some people, this has already been done. Some people are able to really live that way. They have incorporated, embodied this. The majority of us move between stages here and have not yet made the shift. I think it is most easily done in families when a mother and her child, they have the separation of the bodies, but they know about the unity of the bodies also. They know about the connection is so deep that you recognize yourself in your child. And for some time, unless the child grows up and becomes a different human being, until then, the child recognizes a lot of themselves in the mother. So there is some kind of unity that is experienceable for us on Earth, that is parentship and kinship within families. And then you have those tight couples where this might also be happening. You have friends where there is really close interaction and you feel like, oh, we are twin sisters or we are one of a kind, we're two halves of one thing. But especially with people who you're not close with, and especially with people you do not like. I mean, this is the greatest challenge for us, right? How do we incorporate this in 5D consciousness? And can we make the shift? How do we do this? There she gives us a great understanding, I feel, how this is done and how this is accomplished. The question is, are you there yet? Can you, or do you even want to step into that view she's offering here and acknowledge that the shadows we still hold as light workers, they need to be addressed, and they need to be addressed quickly, right away, this year, and then slowly dropped or integrated. And you need to be able to give the other one the same space, the same privilege to transform themselves. And even in 5D, she said, there will still be diversion, there will still be separation. Simply not an issue so much because we hold a much broader view of what is possible and what is allowed, or, we take responsibility for ourselves in the sense that we address ourselves first and look at our own needs. Where, in which area do I need to grow first myself before I point the finger and be quick to address someone else's flaws? Because that is easy, right? And I think this is something where we all have room to grow. Yet I think also where the shift has happened significantly from, think back 5 years ago, people were speaking to each other in a much different way. And especially now that we have the broader political stage that is in such stark contrast, I feel, to private lives. I feel we as private people speak much nicer with each other, much more careful, much more aware, much more respectful than those up on the stage who just mirror us and show us what we do not want anymore. How do you feel about all that? Let me know in the comments, please. I love to hear from you guys. There must be a little bit more interaction because this is where we thrive and this is where we connect. So if you sit in front of the screen and you felt spoken to, please drop me a message. Please post in our community space and just let's connect with each other. Right. I wish you all a happy weekend wherever you are, and I greet you